Hi guys, welcome to today's class. Today is going to be something really slow and flowy and lovely. You might need a couple of bits. So depending on how sensitive your knees are, you might want a blanket or just some sort of padding like a towel will work. If you've not got very sensitive knees, don't worry about it. You might want blocks. Again, not necessary, but sometimes you want to bring the ground up to you, and so a couple of blocks might be helpful, or anything roughly this size. So books, that sort of thing is great. And then finally, what you will need, so these are optional, but what you will need is some kind of strap. So if you've not got a strap, a towel is totally fine, but just something, again, to kind of lengthen your arms, just for right at the end of the class. If you are super flexible, you probably won't need on, but it can be helpful. You'll see when we get there, rather than me rambling any more than I already am. We're gonna start in a seated position. Cross-legged, if possible, would be great. If cross-legged feels really icky to you, maybe on your ankles or your knees or even on your hips, sometimes it can be helpful to elevate your seat. So again, this is where blocks or cushions or books might be helpful for you to sit on. When you get to your seated position, I want you to go for a slightly stronger cross than you might normally, like a more extreme cross than you might normally. So just bring your hands behind, lean back a little bit, and just toe heel your feet until, rather than kind of crossing at the ankles like you might normally here, you're going to cross, almost so that when you drop your knees back down, I'm hiding my heels when I look down underneath my knees. So my heels are directly underneath my knees. If you can't get that extreme of a cross, don't worry. You might have to bring your feet a bit further away from you to get a bit more of a cross, that's fine too. But just something that kind of feels a little bit more sensation, that you feel a bit more sensation than you would if you were less crossed. Okay, I'll stop rambling. From here, hands come to the knees, take a big breath in, reach through the crown of the head. Take a long exhale, sink down into your hips. Imagine that you're opening your knees out. Don't worry about which leg is crossed in front. We're going to swap over in a minute. So take another big breath in, full breath out. And slightly flex your feet, draw your heels towards your bum, go for one more, full breath in, and a full breath out. Take a breath in, grow long. Now maintain that length and begin to hinge forward. Maybe hands come to blocks for extra height, maybe they find the ground. But rather than kind of rounding in, can you find a bit more length? So imagine that you're sticking your bum back behind you and you're pulling your chest through your arms. Maybe you even kind of pull your hands back towards you to get a bit of traction on the floor. Keep that flex in the feet. Go again, full breath in. And a full breath out. One more, full breath in, grow long. Full breath out. Now allow yourself to fold a little bit more. So maybe you round slightly, but keep that pressing down through the feet. That pull back on your heels, that pull forward of your chest for a final 3. Melt down a little bit more on 2. On 1. Come all the way back up to seated. Left hand finds left knee. Inhale, right arm comes to the sky. Press down through the outside edges of the feet so that you're not kind of collapsing in, you're keeping length. And then bring your right hand to your left ear and just gently bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Let your left elbow and left shoulder kind of pull down, like there's some heaviness there. If it feels a bit intense, just lighten that right hand a little bit. And then all of that length through the left hand side, maybe slightly tuck your chin and just see what that feels like. Your next inhale, right arm lifts, head lifts. Exhale to release. Let the weight shift back a little bit and just swap your legs over so your other leg is in front. Again, find that more intense cross. Bring your hands onto your knees. 3 breaths here. So grow tall, take an inhale. Exhale, drive your knees down, drive through your hips, maybe close your eyes. You've got this external rotation, so it's like you're spinning the inside edges, inside seams of your legs open. Grow tall, inhale. Heavy as you exhale, last one, inhale, grow tall. Keep the length. begin to hinge from the hips. So drag the heels towards you, press the outside edges of the feet down. Can you pull your chest forward, plant your hands on blocks or on the floor? You've got your 3 breaths. Inhale. Pull the chest forward, send the tailbone back, exhale. And feet stay strong and flexed, inhale. Exhale, last one, grow tall on the inhale, press the feet down and then fold in. Maybe you round a little bit. Keep pressing through the outside edges of both feet. Keep lengthening the tailbone back. You're here for a final 3. Grow a little bit taller, maybe hands walk a little bit further forward for 2. And for 1. Hands walk all the way back towards you. This time, right hand comes to right knee, left arm reaches to the sky. Take an inhale, grow tall, press through the feet. Keep the length in the spine, left hand finds right ear, and then left ear comes to left shoulder, and right shoulder drops down. As if helping you find more length through that right side. Maybe chin slightly tucks towards the chest, just see what it feels like. Maybe you can always lighten that left hand if this feels a bit much. Breathe softly. Sometimes when poses are intense, we kind of hold our breath and we tense up, but can you soften in? Your next inhale, left arm reaches to the sky, head reaches up, and as you exhale, release again. Bring your hands behind you, but this time unravel your legs and step them wide. So you can keep your hands behind the whole time for this if you need that kind of like push up. If you can do this without, arms can reach out in front, but if you sink down, just use your hands to help. Okay, so feet wide, imagine that you're kind of pulling the heels towards you, and as you do, like we did before, you're pulling your chest through your arms, sit up nice and tall. Take an inhale. Exhale, both knees drop to the left, keep the chest up. Maybe you'll spin over that left thigh a little bit. Come back to center, take a breath in. Exhale, go to the right. Come back to center, take a breath in. Exhale to the left, or if you're moving on your mat, come back to center. Good, go to the right. One more retake. Come back to center, hands can lift you up if you need them. Exhale, drop both knees to the left. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, drop both knees to the right. Good, come back to center, take a breath in. Exhale, drop both knees to the left, but this time we're gonna stay. So when you get there, that left shin wants to be kind of parallel to your chest, so right out in front of you. Now your right leg could be at a 90-degree angle as well, but if that feels a little bit much and you kind of like feel as if that really tilts you all the way to the left, just squeeze your heel towards your bum a little bit and kind of close off the angles. Hopefully that will help you sit upright. If you're still kind of slouching, bring your bum up a little bit, so maybe roll up a blanket or sit on a block. Okay. From here, take a breath in, pull the shin towards you as we have been doing. Find that length all the way up through through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, keep the length and begin to walk forward. Now keep pulling the chest forward, maybe left elbow slightly drops onto left knee to kind of help it down. Maybe you've got more space and you can drop all the way down onto the forearms, but keep lengthening the spine forward. Maybe close the eyes and take a few breaths. And think about externally rotating that left thigh, so you're spinning again the inner seam of that left leg almost out. Maybe you sink in a little bit further the longer that we're here. Left foot stays active, keep pulling your left shin towards you, keep pulling your chest forward. And soften your jaw, relax the space between your eyebrows. Remember to breathe nice and slow. And take one more breath in. And one more breath out. And your next inhale, come all the way to seated. Hands can come to the floor still, or we're going to find one active hold, one active movement. So hands could come across your chest. They could be kind of like cactus arms. You could have them up by your ears. That's going to be more load, so it's going to be a little bit harder. They can stay on the floor if you need them to, but I want you to kind of use the strength of your legs here. So pull the left shin towards you, keep that left foot flexed. I'm going to go hands across my chest. I'm going to kind of find some tension in my arms, so everything else is working to help me. Take a breath in. Begin to hinge forward. Pull that shin towards you, go as far as you can without breaking at the spine. So keep the chest up. Keep pulling chest into arms and arms into chest. Keep pushing the left shin down as you fold into it. Hold for 5. Keep the length for 4. Imagine someone's pushing into your back and you're going to push back into them for 3. For 2 on 1, fold all the way back down again and hold for a final 5. Can you pull the chest forward, send the bum back? 4, 3, 2, on 1. Walk yourself all the way back up. Hands can come out in front of you or they can be behind like we did before. Come all the way to your bear sit and then go all the way to the left, to the right, to the other side. Okay. So remember, you've got that closed angle 90-90 if you need that, or that back leg can be a bit further away. You can bring your bum up if you need to, or you can keep it on the floor. Right shin is parallel-ish towards your chest. Take an inhale to grow tall, and then exhale to fold down. So maybe you start this fold on your hands. You're lengthening your spine, you're softening your elbows, you're pulling your chest forward, or you've got a bit more flexibility and you can come onto your forearms. Maybe over the period of time that we're here, you find more space and you kind of slowly make your way onto your forearms. Either way, can you soften your breath? So despite the strength in your legs, so despite that right shin, that right foot pushing down, pulling towards you and keeping that length in your spine, like you're really thinking about hinging at the hip, despite that little bit of activity that's there, can you find softness elsewhere? Your face is soft, your shoulders are soft. 5 more breaths here. Imagine that you're sticking your bum back behind you. You're externally rotating from that right leg, so inner seam wraps out. Full breath in. Pull your chest forward, take an exhale. The last one, full breath in. Fold down a little bit more, exhale, and then inhale brings you all the way back up. Hands wherever you had them on the last side, so on the floor, across your chest to the sky. Find that activity in your arms wherever you are. Pull the chest into the arms, lift the chest up, pull your shin towards you. Inhale, begin to hinge forward. As you hinge forward, can you find that length? Can you push the right shin down but pull it towards you at the same time? Someone's pushing into your back and you're pushing back into them. Active holding here for 5. Still breathing for 4. You've got this for 3. For 2, on 1, fold down here. Last 3. Find more length for 2. Deepest fold yet for 1. And then come all the way back up. Arms out in front or hands behind you. Come all the way back to center. Take a breath in, pull the chest up. And then as you exhale, hands can help if you need them. Maybe you swing your legs round or roll over your feet and we will find a downward facing dog. So as always for your first downward facing dog, I always like to say, take the time to have a wiggle. So if you want to pause the video and wiggle it out for a little bit longer, feel free. We all have very different, varying degrees of tightness in our hamstrings, and if you need a little bit more time here to wiggle, then go for it. When you are done with pedaling out your feet, soften your knees slightly, press into your hands and imagine that you're pulling back from the hips, as if you could bring a little bit more weight into your legs. Knees can be nice and soft. If anything, I kind of encourage it. Draw your rib cage in, lift your armpits away from the earth. Full breath in. Long breath out. And full breath in. Long breath out. Last one, full breath in. And full breath out. And push your left foot down into the ground. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Don't worry about how high it's lifting. Instead, push into the floor with your hands and extend into the right leg with your right toes. As you exhale, come onto your left tiptoe. Draw your right knee into your chest and step your right foot down wider than your right hand. Left knee drops down. Now from here, if you want to bring your left hand onto a block, just to bring the floor up to you a little bit, then feel free. Inhale, circle the right arm forward, all the way up and over by the ear, and then reach towards the back wall. Spin your palms so it faces towards the sky, and then begin to drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And you'll probably feel this kind of pull all the way through the right bicep, maybe even into the right fingers. Let the right hand be heavy. The back of the hand drops down towards the ground. Maybe even the right knee kind of falls out to the side. And breathing here. And keep pushing into the right foot. Just looking for something that feels kind of interesting into that right arm. Maybe it feels a bit icky, so just breathe. And take one more breath in. One more breath out. And right arm circles up to the sky, and then both hands come to the inside of your front foot. Tuck your back toe under, raise your back knee, and then plant your left heel down flat, almost like you've got warrior 2 feet. Hands walk off to the left hand side of your mat, and then begin to bow down, sending your bum back behind you. So it's almost like you were in a downward facing dog, but with warrior 2 feet. Now send your hips back, but send your chest down towards the earth. And keep letting that right knee track over the right toes. Let the chest be nice and heavy. And keep pushing into the hands, pushing into the feet. If you want to find a little bit of movement here, like a little wiggle, then go for it. And last breath in. Last big breath out. And hands walk back to where they came from. Drop down your left knee, and then circle your right arm back to this, forward towards the front of the room again. Up and over towards the back wall, bend the back leg and catch hold of your back foot. If that's not happening today, totally fine. You could just stay in your twist instead. Couple of options when you're in your twist. Either holding on to the outside edge of that back foot, kick your foot into your hand, and it's going to help you find more of a twist. If you spin your bicep towards the sky again, you might feel this pull through the right bicep, the right side of the chest. Or catch hold of the inside of your right foot, then kind of close yourself up. So draw the ribs down towards the ground, draw your heel towards your bum, and you'll feel a little bit more of a pull through the hip flexor and the left quad. You can always do this with your towel or with your strap if you couldn't quite reach as well, just like hooking around. Keep pushing out of the right foot, out of the left hand. Remember to breathe. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then gently release the right hand. Both hands plant on the inside of your right foot. Tuck your back toe under, raise your left knee and step back. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Inhale. As you exhale, step your left foot forward and wider than your left hand. Drop down your right knee. Inhale, left arm reaches forward, and then it circles all the way up to the sky. Big backstroke, reach towards the back wall. Externally rotate, so spin your palm towards the sky, your elbow crease towards the sky, and then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And just kind of explore that pull all the way through the left bicep, the left forearm, maybe to the left fingers. And see what happens if you flex your palm. If you move your arm a little bit, does it change it? Just kind of being interested. Sometimes long holds can feel like more challenging somehow than just continuously moving, especially if you have a busy brain. And so this is a chance to kind of sit with discomfort. Can you stay with your breath? Allow yourself to slow down. What happens when you slow down, when you allow yourself, give yourself permission to slow down? What happens? You're here for a final 3, 2, 1. Arm circles all the way up and over. Both hands on the inside of your left foot. Tuck your back toe under, raise your right knee, and then drop your right heel to the earth like warrior 2 feet. Hands walk off to the right this time, and then begin to sink your chest down to the ground in between your arms. Send your bum back behind you. Make sure that that left knee bends as it tracks over the left toes. Really push through the outer edge of your back foot. And then breathe. Palms push down, as if pushing the earth away. Just as if you were in a downward facing dog. Remember to breathe. Keep bending into that left knee. Maybe you explore a little bit of movement here if you did on the other side. Maybe you just stay still. And pulling the crown of the head to the fingers, you're here for 3. Press the outer edge of that back foot. And then when you're ready, hands walk back in. Pivot to the ball of the back foot, drop down the right knee. Inhale, left arm reaches forward, circles up to the sky and reaches back towards the back wall again. Bend the back leg, catch hold of the back foot or stay in your twist. You could keep hold of the outside edge and kick and push as you open up, spinning the bicep to the sky if that's where you want to explore. If you want to explore holding onto the inside edge of your right foot and then almost drawing your shoulder, your rib cage down towards the ground and draw your heel towards your bum, feel free. Go for what you did on the other side. Remember, if you want to grab your strap and do the same, but just with a strap around your foot, go for it. Keep pushing into the right hand and the left foot. Keep breathing. As if by breathing, you could find more space, more softness, more ease. Maybe close your eyes if that helps. Final breath in. Keep steady for your breath out. And then gently release your hands. Inside edge of that left foot, raise your back knee and step back. Downward facing dog. This time just stay here for a breath in. Pull your hips up and back, soften your knees, take a breath out. One more like that, full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lift to tiptoes. Exhale, push into your hands and bend your knees. As you inhale, ripple forward to plank pose and then lower to your belly. Let's stay controlled for a 3, for 2, and then release on 1. Good. From your belly, I want you to just bring your arms out in front of you so that it's kind of like you've got something to relax on. And you can just bring your forehead onto the back of your hands. I'm going to lift my head a little bit, but it's just literally so that I can talk. If that feels really like almost too close, bring either your block, so you can rest your forehead on your block, or a blanket or a pillow, again, just to give you a bit more height. So, from here, I want you to squeeze your left heel towards your bum. Try and slightly tuck the tailbone like you're trying to push your hips into the earth, so we're not going to let this become a back bend. Take a breath in. On your exhale, I want you to push down with the hips, push down with your right foot with your arms and pick up that left thigh. So you're really using the back of the leg to get here. We're finding some extension in that left hip. And then begin to open the left knee out to the side. Everything else stays strong. See if you can keep the knee off of the floor, off of the floor, off of the floor until it lands. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, everything pushes down. Can you pick up the left thigh? Draw all the way back up towards the sky, toes to the sky, knee hovers off of the floor, and then extend your leg out straight. Good, okay. Go again. Breath in. Exhale, heel to bum. Pick up the left thigh. Good, leg moves out to the side. Keep pushing down, everything pushes down, and then the leg lands about a 90-degree angle. Breath in. Exhale, pick up the left thigh. Good, move it back towards the sky, knee comes in line with the right knee but hovering, and then extend the leg out straight. You've got one more. I know these are hard, you've got this. Even if you're just sliding, you're still working, you're using that tissue, building the tissue as if one day you will lift. Okay, last one. Inhale. Exhale, heel to bum. Pick up the left thigh. Left leg then moves over towards the left-hand side. Keep it hovering, keep it hovering. Everything else pushes down and release. This time, pushing into your hands, lift up onto your forearms. Bring your elbows almost underneath your shoulders. If that feels a bit intense, you can bring the leg down. If you want a little bit more, bring the leg a little bit higher. See if you can keep the hips nice and level. You should feel this almost into your inner left thigh. Option to stay. Option to add on. Left arm is going to thread underneath your right arm, bringing the left shoulder to the floor, and then reaching your right arm out in front of you. So you've got kind of like a thread the needle with the left arm and a half frog pose with the right. Just breathing here. Keeping the neck nice and long, letting the back of your left shoulder be nice and heavy. Your next inhale, push into the right hand, unravel your left arm, bring the forearms to the ground, push into your hands, let your elbows pop out to the side, and you're back to where you began. Take a breath in. Exhale, everything pushes down, pick up the left thigh. Good, extend those toes to the sky, and then left leg goes straight. Same on the right, take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze your right heel towards your bum. Pick up your right thigh. Everything else stays strong. Right leg begins to move out towards the right, like you're squeezing your knee to your shoulder, and then drop the leg down. Take a breath in. Exhale, everything pushes down. Pick up the right thigh. Toes to the sky, back to where you began, and then extend your leg out. You know where you're going. Take a breath in. Exhale, heel to bum. Pick up the right thigh. Everything else stays strong. Leg moves to the right, and then drops down. Take an inhale. Exhale, pick up the thigh. Everything else presses down, toes to the sky, and then release. Last one. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, heel to bum, pick up the right thigh. Right leg moves out to the right. Squeeze your knee up towards your shoulder, and then release. Good. Press into your hands to prop yourself up onto your elbows. Elbows squeeze in, palms down. Maybe pull the knee a little bit higher, and maybe to pull your chest forward as if in between your arms. Push your hips down towards the earth. You could stay, or right arm threads underneath left arm. Left arm beginning to extend and threading the needle this time towards the left. Remember, you can always bring the right knee a little bit higher, but really try and square off the hips. Sometimes there'll be a temptation to want to kind of like move to the left, and that's okay. But just notice it. See if you can keep your neck nice and long. You can be heavy through the back of the right shoulder. Notice if you've tensed up your face a little bit in all those little bits of effort, and if you have, can you soften? And try not to tense the arms. Again, can you soften into your arms? Let your chest be heavy. One more breath in. One more breath out. Press into your left hand. Unravel your right arm. Both forearms find the ground. Press into your palms. Let your elbows drop out to the sides. You're back onto your belly. Take an inhale. Exhale, pick up the thigh. Toes to the sky, and then release. Grab your strap or your towel and just roll yourself all the way to lying on your back. Knees bent, feet on the floor. And then just have your strap down by your right hand side and bring your right knee into your chest. And just take a couple of circles. After all of that effort, we're going to finish with a little bit of ease and softness, with some definite flexibility work. Okay, grab hold of your strap. or your towel or whatever you have, and just hook it underneath your right foot. From here, extend your right leg up towards the sky. Now you can have your strap in one hand if you like to have one hand on your other knee or on the floor, or you can have your strap in both hands. But I want you to be able to kick through the heel. So wherever you have your strap, don't kind of like have it on your toes. I'd rather that you have it a little bit lower down, more in the arch of the foot or towards the heel, so you can really drive through the back of your leg. Take a breath in. On your exhale, press into the left heel, soften your elbows as you draw your thigh towards you. And don't worry if that knee needs to be a little bit bent. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, go longer. Exhale, draw your leg in. Last one, inhale, go long. Keep the hips on the floor, don't let them lift. Exhale, draw in. We're going to hold this for a count of 5. You have the option to keep the left leg bent, or left leg could go straight here. Keep kicking through the right heel, lengthening through the right leg for a final 5. Keep the shoulders soft for 4, for 3, for 2, on 1. If your left leg is straight, bend it. And then just gently bend the right knee, release the strap, pop it to the left and draw your left knee into your chest. And go for a few circles around on this side. Okay, from here, strap comes underneath the left heel or the arch of the left foot, and extend the left leg out. Again, one hand is fine, both hands are fine, whatever feels kind of most comfortable to you. Take a breath in. Exhale, drive through the left heel, and as you drive in, draw the leg a little bit closer. You've got 3 more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw in. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to draw in. You've got your 5 count. You can do it with the right leg bent, or you could lengthen the right leg straight. Wherever you are, kick through the left heel, kick through the right heel. Both legs are strong and active. That lower back is pressing into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Bend the right knee if the right leg is straight. Bend the left knee and unhook your strap. Lie down on your backs, both knees bent. Maybe knock your knees together. Take your feet out wide if that feels nice. Bring one hand onto your belly. Bring one hand onto your chest. Kind of give yourself a good hug. Feel yourself breathing. Slow down your inhales and your exhales. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Last one, full breath in. Full breath out. If you have time for a full Shavasana, take the time to do so. If not, when you're ready, gently roll yourself over onto your right hand side. Use your left hand to push you all the way up to seated. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you have a really lovely day, and I'll see you again soon.